What is up, Eagles Nation? Things are heating up at the training complex as we continue our deep dive into the full 90-man roster rankings. While we all love the stars, the real grit happens right here, with the players fighting tooth and nail just to survive the cut. Today we're looking at a defensive back whose journey has been nothing short of a roller coaster, and I need to tell you why his future with our squad is hanging by a thread. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below before we break down this intense situation. The Philadelphia Eagles are currently undergoing a comprehensive evaluation of every player on their 90-man roster as training camp intensifies in 2026. This massive undertaking involves ranking each individual based on a specific set of criteria that includes their current standing on the depth chart, the actual mathematical likelihood of securing a final roster spot, and their overall talent relative to others competing at the same position. As the team works through these rankings, the spotlight falls on the depth of the squad and the intense competition for the final positions on the team. Currently sitting at number 88 on this list is cornerback Tariq Castro-Fields. This is a critical period for him as he fights for his future within the organization. Having already spent multiple seasons navigating the complexities of the NFL, he is now looking to prove his worth at the Jefferson Health Training Complex. For fans who follow the team closely, his name may sound familiar due to his collegiate background. He played his college football at Penn State, where he was a starter for several competitive Nittany Lions teams. During his time in Pennsylvania, he made a name for himself as a four-star recruit coming out of Riverdale Baptist High School in Maryland. Recruited by Terry Smith, Castro-Fields developed his skills over 52 games, proving his durability and tactical awareness. His athleticism is well documented, evidenced by his history as a 3-year track and field letterman in high school. When he reached the NFL Combine, he solidified his reputation by running an impressive 4.38, showcasing the elite speed that continues to define his athletic profile. Now, he must translate that speed and collegiate experience into a meaningful impact for the Eagles as he battles to remain part of this competitive roster. The professional journey of Tariq Castro-Fields has been anything but static since he entered the league as a 6th-round draft pick of the San Francisco 49ers in 2022. After his initial release from San Francisco, he was claimed by the Washington Commanders, where he spent 2 full seasons. During that stint in Washington, he managed to see action in 10 games, gaining valuable experience at the professional level. His path continued to twist, leading up to the 2024 season when he was released, followed by a brief stint with the Carolina Panthers. It was in October of 2024 that the Eagles first claimed him, and he has remained within the organization ever since. However, it has been a path defined by transitions and roster management, as he has been released twice by the team, including once due to an injury settlement. He spent both the 2024 and 2025 campaigns on the practice squad. While he has been a consistent presence in the building, he has yet to record an appearance in an actual game for the Philadelphia Eagles. This history of being moved on and off the roster demonstrates the volatile nature of being a depth-level player in a league where competition for every single snap is relentless. For a player like Tariq Castro-Fields, every repetition during these summer sessions is essentially an audition for his career. The team is not just evaluating his past production, but his current ability to adapt to the defensive schemes being implemented this year. As he looks to elevate his status from a practice squad member to a contributor, the pressure to demonstrate consistency and health is higher than it has ever been, especially with a new group of challengers arriving each season to occupy those lower-tier spots. Why does this ranking matter for the Philadelphia Eagles right now? The current state of the cornerback room is one of the most competitive areas of the entire 90-man roster. For Tariq Castro-Fields, the reality of the situation is that his odds of making the final active roster are statistically very slim. The Eagles have already established 3 clear roster locks at the cornerback position: Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Tariq Woolen. Beyond that top tier, Jonathan Jones has solidified his status as a near lock, functioning as the primary depth piece behind the starters for both outside and inside responsibilities. When you look further down the depth chart, the level of competition is significant. Players such as Keely Ringo, Mac McWilliams, and Jacorian Bennett are all currently positioned ahead of Castro-Fields in the pecking order. Furthermore, the versatility of other roster members complicates his path. Michael Carter is currently learning the safety position while retaining his ability to play in the slot. An undrafted free agent, Kapina Gushikin, is also competing specifically for that slot corner role. Even Ambry Thomas, a former third-round selection, adds another layer of depth that the front office must evaluate. For the team, this depth is necessary to ensure the defense can withstand the rigors of a long season. But for someone in the position of Tariq Castro-Fields, it means there is very little margin for error. He is currently functioning as roster filler, providing the necessary numbers to maintain a full 90-man training camp environment. While his path to the final 53 is blocked by a significant amount of talent and established depth, his ability to provide reliable work during practice remains valuable for the team as they prepare the primary starters for the upcoming challenges of the season ahead. The challenge for Tariq Castro-Fields is to navigate a depth chart that is currently overcrowded, with talent and potential. As he continues his work at the Jefferson Health Training Complex, his primary goal must be to prove that he offers more utility than the other defensive backs vying for those final reserve spots. While the coaching staff evaluates every rep, players like Keely Ringo and the versatile Michael Carter are forcing the organization to make difficult decisions regarding the final composition of the secondary. For Tariq Castro-Fields, the goal is not necessarily to beat out the starters, but to prove he is more valuable than the other depth candidates who are also fighting for their professional lives. The fact that he has spent time on the practice squad for the last 2 seasons shows that the organization has seen enough potential to keep him in the fold, even if he has not yet seen the field in a regular season capacity. If he can show that he has fully moved past the injuries that hampered his previous tenure, he might be able to climb a few spots in these rankings. However, the sheer volume of cornerbacks currently under contract makes it a numbers game that is difficult for any fringe player to win. He must demonstrate an ability to contribute on special teams in addition to his work in the secondary, as that is often the tiebreaker for players in his specific position on the roster. The team needs to know that they have a player who can step in if the injury situation changes, and while his current status is low on the depth chart, the summer is long. The Eagles are carefully watching how he handles this pressure, knowing that the final roster cuts will eventually force some difficult decisions for the personnel department. As the summer continues, the outlook for Tariq Castro-Fields remains centered on his development and his ability to remain a reliable option for the practice squad if he cannot secure a place on the main roster. For a team with Super Bowl aspirations, the quality of the practice squad is often just as important as the starters, as those are the players who help simulate looks for the first-team offense during the week. Tariq Castro-Fields brings veteran experience from his time in Washington and San Francisco, which is an asset when helping younger players understand the nuances of an NFL defensive backfield. If he fails to make the 53-man roster, sticking on the practice squad would represent a positive outcome, and he has a legitimate opportunity to do exactly that given his history with the coaching staff. For the fans of this team, the "Fly Eagles Fly" chant echoes through the halls of the training facility, reminding every player that they are part of a storied organization where expectations are always high, regardless of their current status on the depth chart. The ranking at number 88 reflects the current reality of the roster, but in the NFL, situations can change rapidly due to injury or unexpected performance spikes. Tariq Castro-Fields knows that his time to prove his worth is limited, and the window to show that he can be more than just a depth piece is closing. He will need to maximize every opportunity he gets during the remaining preseason sessions to ensure he remains part of the organization's plans. Whether he ends up on the active roster or as a key member of the practice squad, his role in the 2026 preseason remains a small but necessary part of the larger picture as the Philadelphia Eagles finalize their team for the upcoming year of competition.